And welcome back to Hannity, and it's time to bring in our distinguished studio audience for their reaction to my exclusive interview with former Defense Secretary Robert Gates, his revelations about President Obama's leadership, or lack thereof, during his time at the White House. Welcome all. Thank you all for being here. Billy and Karen, I've interviewed you guys in the past. You lost your son in Afghanistan.
Correct.
Wait, how long ago?
It was 2011.
August 6, 2011.
Yeah, just still an open wound, and you never get... What did you think of what he said, more particularly about the president, that he's skeptical, if not outright convinced he would fail, doesn't believe in our strategy? For him, it was all about getting out. What did you think about that revelation?
I have to ask, what kind of man sends men and women into harm's way with that kind of attitude toward a war that he won't even call a war? Trying to sanitize it and calling it overseas contingency. You can't sanitize a war. People are dying. Blood's being shed.
Does it frustrate you that all of this is going on in Washington, and meanwhile this is your son that's given his life for his country?
Very frustrating. And, you know, I talk to parents all across the country now, and that is the overwhelming thing, is it seems like America is so disengaged with this particular war. I think there's been a terrific strategy of that, Sean. But yes, and then to find out what we already know, I guess have it confirmed what we already knew, that this president was also disengaged in this war as he was sending our sons and daughters over. It's a very difficult pill to swallow. It really is. And
what was your reaction to what he said about Hillary, that Hillary admitted her opposition to the surge in 2007 was political because she was facing Barack Obama? What did you... That, to me, was how many agree that's a politician putting their ambition above what's in...
Absolutely.
Without anyone disagree?
It is, but I was not shocked. That's... we've seen the Clintons. We know who they are. This is who they are. This is who they've been. Look at Benghazi, Sean.
Would you then say, let me ask you a tough question then. Based on your experience, you lost your son. I can't think of anything worse that a parent would ever have to go through. What would you say to kids that are thinking about going into the military now based on revelations in this book?
Tell you what, this is hard to say. When Aaron came in and told us that he'd signed up for the SEAL Challenge program on June 24th, 2002, his 21st birthday, we were proud of him as we could be. Today, under the current rules of engagement and under the leadership we have, I would not recommend that any young man or young woman join this military to go and fight for this republic. And I'm sorry that I feel that. It's not the republic.
It's a terrifying way to feel.
It is. It is a burden to have to say that openly, but it is the truth.
That's a sad commentary.
It is.
Jane, you lost your husband in Afghanistan. When did you lose him?
A little over 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. You heard the interview. We just talked about Hillary's comments and the president's comments. What's your reaction to that?
I have a lot of mixed thoughts in my head, but it's very horrifying that our men and women have volunteered their time to serve our country. They went over there so I didn't have to defend me, so I can sleep peacefully at night in my bed. And I think that it's horrible that our country is not backing them up, that they're not telling them why they're over there. They're not convincing the American people why they went there in the first place, and I think that it's been a huge lack of leadership, and I also think it's been a lack of vision with this war, and it's really affecting the servicemen and women.
General McInerney, what's